But these guys eat blaze rods to breed, which suggests that these things hunt blazes and eat them, which is so rad. Greetings, folks, Thunman here, and welcome back to Minecraft Mods. Today, we are taking a look at Mythic mounts, which is a pretty cool mod that adds in a bunch of different creatures that spawn around your world that you can ride. So let's jump right into it. Now, this video is kind of going to be in two sections. The first part, I'm just going to show off all the mechanics and how to tame them and all of that kind of stuff. And in the second half, we are taking a look at all of the creatures one by one, sort of like talking about where they spawn and looking at all of their different colors and variants and such. So yeah, first thing that we're going to need to start off the tutorial is a mount. Okay, here I have the Zartakar, which is a freaky looking bird thing. Why are you so dark? I think these things like come alive at night or whatever. Okay, so if I go slash time set night, will you begin to glow or something? Because what's going on? Oh, you're kind of glowing, but it's like you're not doing what I thought you'd do. There's like weird particles happening. Okay, I'm just gonna set it back to day because it's just easier to see. These guys are just gonna be a little dark for some reason. Now, the way to tame almost all of these, not almost, the way to tame these creatures is you just kind of have to do the horse thing of you just kind of harass them for a while. Just kind of keep jumping on them and they keep bucking you off and you just keep going and just keep going. And eventually, that would have been perfect timing. Imagine if it just happened right then. Yeah, there we go. I gave up on the birds. They were just flying around and they were difficult to manage. Instead, I tamed this thing, the Gecko Toa. Look at how cool it is. It's a big old lizard. It's like the one Obi-Wan rides. So yeah, now that we have a mount, I can show off a bunch of other stuff. Now, all of these dudes, look at how yellow that is, can wear horse armor. Okay, every single one of these guys. You can put just horse armor and it will be gold, leather, diamond, iron, anything. All of these guys use horse armor, which I think is kind of awesome. That you can just find horse armor. Like, horse armor is such a useful item now. You can just put it on a dragon or a big old lizard. By the way, look at this thing. It looks so derpy. Look at its eyes. Look at it. But this thing is like fully armored though. My goodness. Even the underside. You are considerably bigger than a horse. I don't know how you're fitting into that armor. But with these guys, with the mounts, you can do a bunch of stuff. The first thing is you're going to need a stick if you want to make them follow you or sit down. Otherwise, they're just going to wander around. So a stick is basically like your hand when it comes to dogs and cats in Minecraft. And your hand is a machine for petting, because if you shift and right click, you can pet these guys, which is adorable. You can also put chests on them. And then if you get on them, they'll have inventory. Like, the bigger the creature, the more the inventory, which makes sense. Sit down, you. No, I wasn't petting. Sit down. Why are you being pet? Sit. Oh, I was shifting. You don't shift. You just kind of right click with the stick. You can also go snip and take off the chest. Now, the final item that works on these guys is the summoning staff. Now, with the summoning staff, all you do is click on your pet, and if you go further away, you can, boom, summon them. But the thing is, it's not that OP, because they need to be in loaded chunks for it to work. So if you kind of just like click on your big old gecko and you go like 10,000 blocks in some random direction, you're not going to be able to summon him into battle, because he's in unloaded chunks and you're in a completely different place. So yeah, you have to be wary of that. So, and yeah, sometimes they just lie down and they're so cute. Look at it. Oh, look at this guy. I'm sorry if I woke you up. You can go to bed, because now you don't have to work anymore, dude. We are gonna go to the next section of the video and show off every single one of these guys. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's take a look at a few just over here that I think are cool. I love the turtle. I just want to say that I like the turtles. Okay, look at baby turtle. All of them have like smaller versions of themselves. It's very cute. It is very cute. Look at the big old turtle. No. Alright then, let's take a look at all of these mounts one by one. First of all, we have these Zarptakar, which are crazy phoenix looking big old birds. These guys come in a bunch of different colors. They are tagged as rare and they appear near villages now and then. And to breed them, you're gonna need golden apples, which is pricey. Essentia are uncommon and they are the big old snow leopards? I was gonna say saber-tooth, but they don't really have saber teeth, but they're massive. They're too big to be snow leopards. You'll find them in a bunch of different snowy biomes, snowy taigas, taiga hills, and taiga mountains, and they eat salmon. They breed with salmon, which is pretty easy to find. This might be one of my favorite ones. The Archeon. This is the big old turtle. These guys spawn in deep lukewarm oceans, and they're uncommon, and they eat tropical fish and pufferfish, but they just look awesome. Okay, they look magical and mystical. Okay, if you don't know what magic, it's the reference to one of my older videos. It's just a stupid thing I say sometimes. Coletra, the ladybug things. They're uncommon, and they're found in the mushroom biome. And these guys eat a bunch of stuff. They eat both red and brown mushrooms, but they'll also eat flower items. It says flower items, but I'm assuming that just means they eat a bunch of different flowers. And also sugar. They are tagged as uncommon. Okay, we have our first common mount, which is the courier bird. They spawn in jungle biomes, and they eat sweet berries and melon slices. They remind me of the, what are they called? Chocobo? I forgot what they're from. They're from a mod, but they're from like a real thing before that. In all sorts of taiga biomes, you will find the dire wolves. Now, the dire wolves, pretty cool looking things, okay? They eat basically all kinds of meat. Rabbits, chickens, mutton, whatever you feed. If it's meat, this thing will basically eat it. They are uncommon. If you happen to be traversing a cave that is below 40 Y level, you may run into a dragon. Now, these guys are rare. They will attack you, so friggin' beware, okay? And the breeding item is golden carrots, golden apples, and glistening melon slices. So basically, if you can dip it in gold, the dragon will eat it. Surprise, surprise. Now, if you were to come out of the cave and go high up into the mountains, you will find the griffins. Griffins are uncommon, and they eat rabbit and mutton. But they look so cool. I get magical and mystical. Now I need you to go from the mountaintop back down into the cave to a cave that is below Y level 60 in order to take a look at one of my favorite mobs in this mod, the Gecko Toa lizard. Look at its eyes! It's like a little cartoon. And guess what? They're herbivores. So they eat melons, pumpkins, and hay blocks. They're so cute. They're also uncommon. Okay, another common mob, and this one is cute as well. Okay, this is the giant moth. They're found in the dark forest, and they eat melon slices, glistening melons, and sugar, which is some of the cutest things to eat. But look at this thing, it's like a little Mothra. Okay, now moving on to something uncommon and not so cute. We have the nether bats, which sound awful. Okay, they are in the crimson and warped forests, and they eat pork chops, obviously, piglins and such. Apples. I don't know how that's come to pass. How is apple a part of your diet? There's no apples in the nether. And rotten flesh, which again makes sense. The cooler nether mount, I think, is the nightmare. Now these guys are common, but it's a fire type Pokemon. It's a Rapidash, but it's like a shiny. It's a cooler color. But these guys eat blaze rods to breed, which suggests that these things hunt blazes and eat them, which is so rad. They also eat fire charges. Now, in stark contrast with the murder horse, we're going to a coral reef, nice and peaceful, to meet the giant nudibranch, which is a sea slug, I think. And they just eat kelp. They're common. They just hang out. They come in all kinds of pretty colors, and you can just ride one, which is great. I love them so much. Coming in with a pretty weird diet are the lizards, the riding lizards. They live in deserts and badlands, and they eat rabbits, chickens, pumpkins, and rotten flesh. Why pumpkins? Where are you finding pumpkins in a desert? And that is pretty much it. So download the mod yourselves, go have some fun, get on a dragon. Oh, it feels so cool to be on a dragon. It feels so magical and mythical. Oh god, I gotta stop saying that. But for now, I hope you've liked, I hope you've commented, and I hope you've subscribed. And for now, a goodbye.